Now this is obviously the brunt of the hurricane that we're getting. When I was in elementary school, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth grade, was at African Road Elementary School in Vestal, New York. And in sixth grade, there was, I think it was 1 week. I don't know if it was 2. We had outdoor education. And I've tried to find the location of the campground, but I can't. It's only been 40 years. Somehow the school put us all on buses and took us to a campground that had little 2-man cabins on a dirt road all the way around the lake. No hot water, but there was a common shower down at the bottom of the hill. Cold water, unheated water. And what I remember was looking forward to going on this incredible trip. It would be the first time I was away from home ever. I'm like 10 years old. And we go, and this is what it looked like for the whole week. Had my first crush on a girl. Her name was Nicole Hoffman. My best friend married one of her. My best friend was a twin, and this girl was a twin, identical twins. 2 sets of identical twins. My best friend married this girl's identical twin sister. But anyway, I had a crush on this girl so bad, and there was supposed to be a night hike. So as dusk falls, we're going to go on this hike around the lake. And I wanted to ask her, and I wanted to ask her, and I wanted to ask her, and I wanted to ask her. And of course, I couldn't work up the courage to ask her, and it never happened. But what I do remember is this for the whole time we were there. And the sun came out about an hour before the bus came to pick us up. So when people say they hate weather like this, I don't know how to explain it any other way. This is what most of my childhood memories were like from upstate New York. And we got used to it. You played indoors. You know, I had Legos and Tinker Toys and blocks and all kinds of... I mean, I was an only child. On my mother's side of the family, I was the only child. There was nobody else, so I was spoiled rotten by every one of my relatives because I was the only one they had to buy anything for. So I had a house full of toys. I had 2 bedrooms. How many single children had 2 bedrooms? I had one for my stuff and one for my toys. But I was a lonely kid, and I didn't get along with anybody because I spent all of my time alone, so I never developed any social skills. You don't see any evidence of that now, do you? No, I'm sure not. No. But on days like this, even when it's not hurricane force, even when it's just, you know, gray and wet, Johnny Hart, who drew BC, the cartoon, and The Wizard of Id. Now, BC was arguably named after Broome County, which is where Johnson City and Endicott, Binghamton, and Vestal were a part of. That's where he grew up. The Wizard of Id had a cartoon one time with a king. The wizard goes to the king and says he wants a raise. And the king is indignant. A raise? A raise? I don't want anything from you. I want nothing from you. Now, this is a Sunday cartoon. It's in full color. This isn't a gray monochrome weekday cartoon. This is Sunday. So you see the king and the wizard in the first two panes in full color, And then there's like 4 panes of empty gray in a full color Sunday cartoon. And the last panel is still a gray, colored in gray, kind of that bluish gray. And there's a speech balloon popping out of the empty gray panel. It says, "Reminds me of a weekend I once spent in Endicott, New York." So when everybody else bitches and moans about a day like today, I have very fond memories of a very lonely childhood, but it seemed like it was the childhood that I was supposed to have, because it's the only childhood I did have.